What's going on, guys? Welcome back to part 6 of this F250 build video. We're going to go ahead and head to the shop right now, and we have to grab some of the bolts for the differential covers, and then we will be heading to the hardware store to find some new bolts. I don't know if they're going to have enough, so we'll probably have to order those and go ahead and put everything back together with the original bolts, but I'll show you that. Let's go on there right now. Ooh, but before we get started, guys, let's go ahead and open up this. I actually won a giveaway, so let me go ahead and open this box up and I'll show you what it was. All right, guys, so as you can see, it is a cooler. So I'm gonna go ahead and flip this over and show you what's so special about this cooler. So this is a cooler from Next Level Mats. So they took a Pro Max cooler, and what these guys specialize in is the C-deck material. They make custom running board mats, they make custom floor mats, bed mats, all kinds of stuff. So they actually had a giveaway on Instagram giving away this cooler, and it says you can't do next level shit with basic people. That's facts. But yeah, I love that. Huge shout out to Next Level Mats. That's awesome. Thank you, Damon. All right, guys, so we are back out here in the shop. And pretty much what I was talking about is these bolts right here, rear differential cover. We don't want to go back with the black ones because it's blue. So we're going to get some stainless Allen head bolts, just like the Mag High-Techs come with. So what we have to do is go to the hardware store and get some stainless Allen head bolts. I've got to count how many we need and bring one with me so we get the same exact thread pitch. So surprisingly, the ones on the front are bigger, and they're also a bigger diameter. So that's pretty weird. I'm gonna go ahead and count these and see how many we need, and then we'll head to the hardware store and I'll show you what I'm talking about. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, yeah. So 12 of these is what we need. And then for the front differential cover, we're going to need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So we're going to need 10 of these and 12 of these, guys. Let's go ahead and head to the hardware store. Let's see, guys, what should we take to the hardware store? The 6.0 or the Camry? Definitely the Camry. Goodbye, 6.0. This tells you what thread pitch your bolts are. You just screw them into it until you find one that matches. So the rear differential cover bolts are 5/16-18. The front differential cover bolts are 3/8-16. I went ahead and came down here into the stainless and found the washers and the socket cap bolts. So right here is going to be your front differential cover bolts, and here is going to be your rear differential bolts. All right, guys, so the rear differential bolts, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and we have 7 washers. The front differential bolts, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and we've got 10 washers. So we're gonna have to order 5 front differential bolts, no washers, and we're gonna have to order 4 rear differential bolts and 3 washers. Other than that, they had everything, so we can just go ahead and put it back together, and wherever we don't have a bolt and a washer, we'll throw in the factory black one, and then we will swap those out as soon as they come in. So we are back at the shop. I went ahead and put these leaf spring shackles on. So this is the driver's side, that's the passenger side one. The way that I could tell is just the way that I orientated the bolts. So run the bolt through that way, put the nut on, then the nut will be on the outside. As you can see, we put those plastic insulator pieces back on. If you didn't watch that in part 5, then go back and watch that. We got the differential covers. And then we are actually, I'm gonna go ahead and put the differential covers on first because I don't have Scott here to help me. He's supposed to come over after he gets off work to help me put those leaf springs up there and hang those and be super careful with those. I'd rather just have 2 people. So I'm gonna go ahead and turn some lights on, lay down under here, gonna clean the surface of this with some 600 grit sandpaper and a little scraper, and just prep that mating surface on that so we don't have any differential fluid leaking out or anything. I'm gonna go ahead and time lapse that, so I will see you all after I get the differential covers on. ahead and used some brake clean and got all of the oil and grease off of the mating surface. So next we're gonna go ahead and put the differential cover on. So now we're gonna go ahead and use our Permatex gasket maker. And what you wanna do is just keep it consistent. Put you a bead around each hole. So I went ahead and put the gasket maker on the axle itself, and I just find that easier for me whenever you're making your own gasket. And I've seen people put the gasket maker on the differential cover and then like they're squashing it on there, and if you don't line up the holes and stuff perfectly, I feel like it's gonna be a little bit more difficult to get a perfect seal without interrupting anything. So now that I've got that gasket maker on there, I'm gonna go ahead and get the differential cover. You have 5 minutes once you put this on here to go ahead and squash it and torque it. So I am going to go ahead and shove one of our new bolts through. Alright guys, so that is all of the bolts that we have that are aftermarket. So now I am going to go ahead and start inserting the OEM bolts, and then we will come back and change these at a later date. Alright, Scott's here to help us put the leaf springs in. I went ahead off camera. I was on a phone call with another fellow YouTuber, Big Colby. But I got this differential cover in, and just like the rear, we have some mix match bolts up here just for now. As soon as we get those in, I'll be swapping those over, but that looks really, really good up here in the front with a lot more blue, especially once we get the steering stabilizer right there. That'll add some more blue as well. So that looks awesome. Super, super pumped with that. So now that we've got both of the differential covers on, you know what that means, guys. We've got to put these big, hefty leaf springs in here. So right here's the driver's side one. We're going to go ahead and throw that one on first, guys. So I'm going to set up a little time lapse, and we're going to put that one in. I have to go get a new bolt for the front because for some reason the bolt was actually put in this way. So I actually chopped the head off the bolt instead of dropping the gas tank. So much easier. So I got to pick up a new bolt, and I actually forgot to do that. So I'll be able to put the passenger side one fully in. The driver's side one, I'll just be able to sit on top of the axle pretty much on a rag and get the back bolts in right here. And I'll be able to put that in by myself tomorrow. Just getting it up in there safely with Scott here will really, really help. So I'll go ahead and get both of the leaf springs in. Like I said, that driver's side one won't have the front bolt in, but the passenger side one will have both of the bolts in. So I'm gonna go ahead and set up a time lapse, and I will see you all in just a second. Got back from the bolt store again, got that new bolt for the front. So now we have both of these on here. Just got to tighten down all of the bolts for the leaf springs. Same thing over here, just got to tighten down these bolts, and then we will be ready to set the blocks in and put on the U-bolt plates, and then we will just have to drill the holes for the front traction bar brackets, bolt the traction bars up right here, but we'll do all of that once it's on the ground. This is the traction bars from PMF suspension. I'm gonna go ahead and remove these bump stop brackets just because they look like garbage. So that'll look a lot better without those bump stops there. So I'm gonna go ahead and remove those right quick. So that looks 10 times better. See, I think that is the coolest stuff about trucks. One bump stop, and it made that big of a difference. Like, that's crazy. I think that just completely changed the whole look of it. So once we get those bottom plates on, and the blocks and the U-bolts, all of this blue, and then once the truck's actually washed, man, this is gonna look so good. Especially at nighttime whenever it's all lit up with the rock lights. Oh my gosh. All right, so as y'all just seen, we got the blocks and the PMF bottom plates on both sides. These look really, really good. All of that came out awesome. A huge shout out to Brad at Single Shot Powder Coating. All the powder coat turned out really, really good. We've got the differential cover on, as you all already seen. Trying to just do a little overview before I sign off for the night on this video. In part 7, it will be, we got to put these bushings in the traction bars, and we also have to put the joints in there. Then we will throw on the sway bar. So we've got the sway bar and those sway bar drop brackets. Or not the sway bar drop brackets, I'm sorry. The sway bar brackets that actually hold it to the drop brackets, is what I meant. We will put in the differential fluid and the friction modifier. And then these brackets right here, if y'all were wondering, that bracket and this bracket is for whenever Daniel does airbags in the future. So he did opt to go with the lift blocks that have the built-in airbag tangs and everything that you need to do the airbags. So that's going to be pretty much all for part 6, guys. I hope you all enjoyed it. Get ready for part 7 coming tomorrow night. And then Friday, we are going to court over the incident that we had in Pigeon Forge. So I'll let you all know as well on that. Tomorrow, I'm going to be making 2 videos. So tomorrow, I'm going to be making part 7. And then I'm also going to be making a video explaining to anybody that doesn't know what happened in Pigeon Forge at the Rod Run show whenever we went down there for the Smoky Mountain Truck Fest. I'm going to be making a video on that, going over the ticket and everything that I got for the truck. It's really, really stupid. It's about the frame height, and it's so dumb, and it shouldn't even exist, but it is what it is. We're going to go down to court and see what happens. Either we'll pay the ticket at court, maybe we'll get it thrown out. I'm just going to go down there. Hopefully the judge will hear me out and listen to some valid points and either throw it out. Just going to be nice and respectful. There's no reason in being a dick about it, even though it fully deserves, you know, to be retarded about. But anyway, I'm going to go down there Friday. Going to be there at 9 o'clock. It's a 2-hour drive, so we'll leave here about 6:30 or so. So Friday, there won't be a video on this truck. And then this weekend, I will work on it and get this thing done. We still got to do the rock lights as well. So there'll probably be 9 or 10 parts. Hopefully we can have her done by Monday or Tuesday and then get started on some other stuff. We're going to be putting some wheel lights on another vehicle and some wheel lights on another vehicle after that one, along with some rock lights as well. So just stay tuned for the content, guys. I've got a lot of content coming soon. And I'm going to do a video as well on going to court and tell you all what happens. And I've got some phone calls with some different state police and a few other things. And we'll just see where it goes. So anyway, guys, that's going to be all for part 6. I hope you all enjoyed watching. If you haven't already, get on there, click that subscribe button. Leave me a like, comment below what you want to see next on the channel, or comment any opinions, whatever. If you have any questions, always feel free to DM me on Instagram, guys. And as always, always remember, everybody starts out as a nobody, and I will see you all in the next one. Peace.